Hi guys! So thanks so much for supporting this. I think it's a win-win because you guys will still get your yoga class and I'll be able to still teach. So what we want to start with, and it's really important, is that you have a chair without arms, and it doesn't matter if you don't have a strap, it's okay, but try to get like your husband's tie or something like that, or your own tie. If you don't have a block, that's fine too. Just roll up a towel like I did. So feel free to pause the video, make sure you have everything you need, and when we're ready with our props, go ahead and unpause. And you want your chair situated on your yoga mat like this, right? So we're gonna start like we always do in class. If you're shorter like me, you wanna kind of come forward a little bit so your heels are really nice and firm on the ground. If you're a little bit taller, it doesn't matter so much. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. So when you're ready, let your palms face up at your lap. Close your eyes. Center the crown of your head right over where you imagine your tailbone to be. Just kind of feel into it. Feel really balanced in your hips. And then feel your chest rise towards the ceiling. Your shoulders drop back down and back slightly, and your tailbone is slightly down, belly pit pulling in. Once you're in this nice tall posture, let's just start with the breathing. So as you inhale through the nose, you're gonna fill your belly, fill your chest, fill your throat. And as you exhale also through the nose, you're gonna empty your throat, chest falls, belly draws in towards the spine. Inhale again, fill up from the bottom all the way up to the throat. And as you exhale, really slowly emptying throat, emptying chest, emptying belly. Just do 3 or 4 more of those. Keep going. Feel relaxed in the body as you breathe. Feel the endorphins flowing. Your arms and legs are heavy like they're dropping into warm sand. Inhaling. Really relaxed, and anywhere in the body that does not need to be tense to hold this position. Good. And on the last 2, let's do a nice little heavy sigh, just to flush out some of the stress and fear, right? Inhale. Ha. Ha. And again, inhale big. Ha. Let it go. Good. All right, when we're ready, open the eyes. Let's start adding movement to our breathing. As you inhale through the nose, feel the chin lift up skyward. Everything else stays the same. Throat stretches. On your exhale, drop your chin all the way down to chest. Shoulders stay pinned back. Good. Let's just do 3 more of these. Inhale, lifting all the way through the cervical spine, getting a stretch in that neck. Exhale, dropping down all the way. Now I say all the way, but of course, as usual, keep going. We mean not where there's strain, right? Only where there's a good full range of motion without any strain. Always keeping yourself safe, of course. Good, and these seem really simple, but it's the best way to kind of tune up the body. Keep the neck open all day long and restore your range of movement. So important. Good, come back to center. Right, and then when you're ready, we're gonna go ahead and inhale as we turn all the way over to our left. And then exhale all the way over to our right. Pause, take a deep breath into the stretch. Flood prana right in there, good. Exhale all the way over to your left. Pause, take a deep breath in, like you're receiving the oxygen right in that muscle group, good. And on your exhale, all the way over. Keep going, full range of motion, noticing if you can go a little further without any strain or pain in one side than the other. Always very good to be aware of your body, have a lot of body awareness. Good, come back to center, and let's just go ahead and drop our left ear down to our left shoulder. The shoulders stay really straight, everything else stays still. The head is back slightly, and you really feel that good stretch through the right side of your neck. As you pause here, take a deep breath in. Good, and as you exhale, chin to chest, right ear all the way to the right shoulder, head back, shoulders stay square. Very nice. Inhale. Exhale, chin to chest, and the left ear to the left shoulder. keep going. Nice thing about videos, you can always pause for bathroom breaks, right? Or for anything you need. I am loving this idea because that way people won't miss classes. You still get the benefit of the practice. Good. And then come back to center when you're ready, because 2 or 3 weeks is a long time not to do anything, right? All right, now we are forward. So if you haven't scooched forward previously, you want to be forward and you want to make sure your feet are right under your knees. Let's do the rest of the spine. Let's really warm up. Hands on the lap. And as you inhale, you're going to arch like an accordion. This is kind of like cat-cow on hands and knees. And your head is up. And as you exhale, you're going to round back like a cat, chin to chest, navel pulls in. Inhale, arch and open. Exhale, round and press. It's tempting to shrug the shoulders up into the ears as you do this. Don't do that. Make it just about the spinal movement. Keep those shoulders really relaxed. Good, beautiful. You're inhaling forward and exhaling back, right? Keep going. Let's just do a few more. Notice how you're creating all this space between each vertebrae, each disc, as you move like this accordion. This is excellent for spine health, getting a lot of good blood flowing through the spinal column, and you're maintaining good range for your discs, so important, especially as you get older. Okay, and then come up nice and tall, and now we're going to do the same exact thing, but hold on to the edge of your seat. That's why it's important not to have arms on your chair, right? And as you hold on, you're still going to arch forward, chin up, but this time you're going to come around and back as you drop your chin to chest and round all the way. Inhale, come around and forward. They do this a lot in Kundalini Yoga. It's very good for the hips. Exhale, around and back. Very good for digestion. And now your spinal range is moving in a circular movement like a DNA spiral. So you're getting a lot of good movement through the vertebrae, not just front to back, but side to side as well. Keep going for 2 more. Remember, your head is down as you come around and back, and your head is up as you come around and forward. And excellent. Switch directions for 3. You might even get a few hiccups or burps as your intestines are getting a nice little rinse, right? It's like the rinse cycle. 1 more. Oh, so nice. My hips and my low back already feel so much better just from the night's sleep. Good. And as your feet are right under your knees, let's switch over to the wrists now. Sitting up really nice and tall. Interlace your fingers in front of you. You don't want to do this where you're moving your whole arms. You really just want to kind of keep it in the wrists. It's all in the wrists. So you're just swishing your wrists around like you're painting the number 8 laying down on its side in front of you, or the infinity symbol. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Switch directions. Pinky's leading now. Right? Good. And then when you're ready, just kind of swish it out. And then interlace again, but this time the normal way that feels kind of like normal, do it the other way. So your thumbs switch, so all the fingers switch, and it's like the awkward fist. So if your right thumb was on top, maybe your left thumb is on top this time. And then same thing, breathing in. So I just wanted to take a second to thank my cameraman, Eli, whose arm is pretty tired right about now. Good. And switch directions. I've done this so many times with nobody but myself, and then the camera stops and all this stuff goes wrong. So it really is kind of useful having another person. Swish that out. We're going to do one more thing for arms before we rinse out the lactic acid, because I'm sure you guys are feeling it in your biceps right now. So this next one, it's like you're a zombie in this zombie apocalypse, right? And it's your left wrist over your right. So I'm going to turn just so you can see what I'm doing, but you guys stay seated forward. So once your left arm is over your right, your palms are facing down, turn your palms to face each other so the thumbs are down and interlace, right? This one that we do in class. Shoulders are going to be up towards the ears at first, so make sure to drop them down and broaden them. They should not be up by the ears. Once that's happening, press the knuckles away from you, take a deep breath in, and then exhale, pull everything in towards you. Now this is the part where you might stop here, here, or here. Everyone's will be a little different, right? And then right back out, inhale, exhale, pull it in. Inhale, extend, exhale, pull it in. Let's just do 3 more. And remember that anytime something feels like too much, don't do them all. Take a break. Even if you do 80% of this class, you're still getting a ton of endorphins and benefits from the class. Good. Now our left wrist was on top, right? So now we got to make it same thing, zombie. Right wrist on top, thumbs point down, interlace the fingers. Shoulders drop away from the ears, knuckles extend, inhale. Exhale, pull it in towards you, make it feel good in the wrists and forearms. Extend, inhale, exhale. Doesn't matter how you synchronize the breathing, as long as you're breathing full and deep. Two more. Last one. And then flush it out. Now you're probably feeling it by now, so let's do this. You're just gonna kind of grasp around your bicep and you're gonna squeeze and just work down your forearm. Little squeezes all the way down through the wrists and fingers. Just as you massage, like you're milking out literally the lactic acid buildup. That's gonna feel great. One more. And then flush that out. Good, and then notice the difference, right? One arm feels great, one arm is all achy still. Go ahead and flush that out. And one more. Excellent. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna do is my feet. So Eli, feel free to zoom in on my feet for a second. Your hands are going to be on your hips. You're somewhat forward and you come down hinging forward like a door on a hinge. You're going to peel up the inner edge of your left foot. You're going to push your outer edge into the ground hard and pulse into it. My torso's pulsing. Good. Inner edge presses down. Outer edge peels up. Inhale, pulse. Good. Keep going. Same foot. And you can feel free to get nice broader shot now if you'd like. So what this is good for is not only am I strengthening the bones, so it's very good for bone density and to ward off osteoporosis, right? It's obviously strengthening the little muscles around the ankles, knees, and hips. You should feel it even in the joint in the hip. And all the muscles up the leg, even in the abductors and adductors. Breathe. This is such a good one. So one of the biggest things about getting older is falling down. This restores some strength and gives you more agility and more range. The ankles, the wrists, and the neck are all really flexible places in the body, but there's not a lot of muscle mass. So what you're doing is you're working with the little muscle mass there is and really empowering and strengthening it, right? All right, so that's good on that leg. Let's do the other leg. Right outer edge of the foot pushes down hard. Put your weight into it a little bit, pulse into it. Inner edge of the foot presses hard down. If it feels like too much in the knees, hips, or ankle, obviously, don't push as hard. Couple more on this side. Breathe with it. When you come down with that flat back, feel the belly button leading, then the chest, then the head last. So the head kind of stays back, right? We don't kind of collapse and round into it at all. We're staying with our chest lifted. Good. Let's just do one more round, really pressing in, strengthening this right ankle as well. Good. And then plant the feet hip width distance apart. And with the hands on the hips, let's just do one more thing for the shoulders now. So take a deep breath in and shoulders shrug up. And then exhale back and down. And inhale, shoulders move forward and up. Maybe the chin lifts slightly in this position. Exhale back and down. Maybe the head drops a tiny bit. Make it feel good in the body for 2 more shoulder rolls, only rolling backwards, never rolling forwards for this one. Okay, and then from here, let's go ahead and make sure we're forward again. Feet are right under the knees. We're gonna reach our arms back. And so if you have shorter arms like me, you can just reach towards the bottom of your chair back. But if you have longer arms, your hands might even reach all the way down the legs, right? The most important thing is that you want your elbows straight for this next one. So hold on tight, lean into it like you're skiing. Good. And then feel your belly pit pull in so you're not overarching your low back. Feel your chest and your sternum lift up, your head slightly back. And then roll your shoulders back in towards each other behind you. This is excellent. Good. It kind of gives you back all of your upper back flexibility from all the rounding we all tend to do around our screens and throughout our day. You're going to inhale, fill the belly, fill the chest. And on your exhale, roll and draw your shoulders back towards each other like you're just kind of squeezing all the air out. Good. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, shoulders press back towards each other. Do not shrug your shoulders up towards your ears as you're doing this. Don't pitch your head too far forward. Keep it back. Good. 2 more breaths. Big inhale. This should feel great. One more. Inhale. Exhale, hands on the knees. Do a little cat-cow stretch just to release that. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. And then exhale, come to neutral. Excellent, good. Okay, good. All right, so from here, let's do this. Let's sit back and just do a little bit of range for our feet. And as you sit back in your chair, hold on to the edges of the chair for stability, and you're gonna lift your feet up in the air and go ahead and move your feet full range of motion, just like you're conducting an orchestra with your feet. Good, breathe into it. Any which way is welcome. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. All right, moving on to something a little harder now. Heels are clicking and touching together like Dorothy, right? Legs are really straight. And then go ahead and fan open, not just the feet apart from each other like a mermaid fin, but the whole leg opens up. Then exhale, seal everything shut like you're zippering up. Inhale, peel everything open, inner thighs really nice and open. Exhale. So it's really a rotation that starts at the hip. Breathe into this. This is excellent for joint health. Let's just do 1 or 2 more. Good. The next time you're open wide like a mermaid fin, try this now. Toes kissing. So maybe just the big toe will touch for you, and that's okay. If you can get all 10 toes to kiss, great. Feet are like in a little prayer pose, right? Inhale, open out. And then close shut, and do it a few more times, making it feel good. Hopefully the knees are nice and straight. Good. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Excellent. And then just kind of let that out. Another thing we can do for the knees is come forward slightly. Palms are being used here. You're really going to rub the knees and just bring a little heat into the knees. Direction is important. You're going to go down on the outsides, in through the center, up through the middle. So just start creating heat with your whole palm. Use your biceps. Inhale and exhale. Swish it out. 2 more times. Inhale. Create some heat. Good. Exhale. Swish it out. Last one. And swish it out. Excellent. We're going to come up to standing next. So it's a good chance to kind of take a drink of water from your water bottle. Of course, this is a video, so you could probably do that anytime. What you want to make sure when you're ready, once you've had your drink of water and everything, is that your chair is to the side of you. Tall edge on the side. Hi, Bronco. That's Bronco the dog. Also, a thing you might want here.
Beautiful upward dog.
Is your strap. And again, if you don't have a strap, your tie or your husband's tie or anything at all that's long like this will work. Okay, karate belt, maybe your kid's karate belt. So just kind of leave that on the edge of your chair. You want the chair to your side and you want to kind of be standing so that the chair is a good 18 inches, 12 inches from you. This is a really tall chair. Ideally your chair is a little lower, so I'm going to use the lower rung. So about here is good. And this is just for balance, so some of you might not even use it. It's just so that it's right here for you if you need it. You're going to stand hip width distance apart for this next one, 12 to 18 inches from the chair. Start with the hands on the hips, chest up, set your eyes higher than eye level on a steady spot on the wall ahead. And then you're going to notice your feet. So, do you tend to put more of your weight on the outsides of the feet or on the insides? You won't be able to perceive this. This is only what you'll feel, very subtle. Can you push into all four quadrants of your feet evenly? So if you tend to kind of roll open like most of us do, push on the inner edges a little more. Really subtle stuff. Belly pit pulling in, so the tailbone moves slightly down, creating a lot of space in the low back. Okay? Hands on the hips, gaze is set, chest is up, belly pit in, feet are even. Lean forward, lean back. That's all we're doing for balance and agility. Put your weight into the balls of the feet and toes, and then put your weight into the heels. Chair's right here if you need it. A couple more times. Soccer players do this before a game, for agility, for reflexes sharpening. Good. Those of you who want a little harder, try this. Maybe you're holding onto the chair, maybe not. Come off the heels. Up high off the ball into the balls of the feet and toes. Maybe wiggle around a little bit here. Right? And then back. And lift the toes. You're on your heels now. Exactly. Good. Yeah, get in here. Lifting up. Hold it. And then rocking back. Toes lift off the ground. Good. Breathe with it. A few more times is so good. Reclaim your balance. Excellent. Good. All right, give the feet a nice little rotation here. And we'll move on to the next exercise. Okay, for this next one, you kind of want your chair a little bit forward. So in other words, you're starting at the back of the mat. The chair's kind of in the middle on the side, right? And you're going to kind of place a hand on the chair. Doesn't matter right or left. Start with one leg and step forward into it. Crown is right over the heel. Chest is lifted. Belly pit is pulling in. And then go ahead and take the other foot. It could be that the heel is just propped up against the ankle like so, and the toes are still on the ground. If you want a little more challenging, bring the foot up a little higher below the knee, but never pressing into the knee. You could go higher still and push into the inner thigh if you have that available to you. Pull the knee open a little more so the knee is more towards your either 3 o'clock or 9 o'clock, right? Belly pit stays right at 12 o'clock. And then this is where you can choose to place your hands in a more challenging position. Rather than holding onto the edge of the chair, you could bring both hands to your hips, or hands in front of your heart, or even extend your arms up in the air. It depends on what you're feeling here for this. Breathe with this balancing pose. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. 2. Some oscillation coming in and out of the pose constantly is part of balancing poses, right? So it's not perfectly held the whole time, right? You don't get any stars for that. In fact, you get more benefit with a little bit of struggle. So the growth is where there is some challenge, some struggle, but not frustration. That's where the learning is. Good. Take another deep breath in. Maybe one hand reaches up, maybe both. Up to you. Feel that good stretch and release. Good. This foot that was just holding you, go ahead and extend it forward and swish it out, but then send it back so you're on the knuckles and swish the heel around. Make that feel good. Good. Now come back again towards the back of the mat. We're going to repeat the whole cycle for the other leg. So holding onto the chair, step forward in the other foot. The crown is right over the heel. The foot gets placed at any of those 3 points. The knee hinges open to your 9 or 3 o'clock. Belly button stays at 12. Crown lifts as the heel roots. The eyes are set with their gaze just higher than eye level. And then maybe the hands come up to a more challenging position. You choose. Breathe here for 3. Make it all about the breath. 2. Coming in and out as often as you need. All your muscles are working. You're still getting benefit. Good. 1 more breath. And release. Good. That leg that was just supporting you, extend it forward, swish the toes, send the foot back. You're on the knuckles, swish the heel. Make it feel good in the body. Good. Stand with your feet together, somewhat near your chair. Feel your belly pit pulling into your spine. Tailbone glides down slightly behind you, right? And then go ahead and reach with the outer arm, the one on the side not on the chair, up and over, and feel that outer heel root down. Take a deep breath in as the fingers reach to the ceiling, up and over even more. This should feel so nice in the hip. And then on your exhale, release. If you have rotator cuff issues, another way that you can do it is hand on the hip, still lifting up and over, kind of like a little letter C, and then releasing. For the other side, rather than moving the chair to the other side, just turn around. Now you're going to get to see my tailbone moving down slightly as the belly pit pulls in. The heel on the outer leg presses down as that outer arm reaches up and over. Fingers spread. Pulse into that hip. Make it feel good for another breath. Again, the hand can be on the hip for this. And then as you exhale, release. The next thing we're going to do in standing is with the strap. If you don't have a strap and you can't manage to find something that'll work as a substitute, you can do this a different way, and I'll give you a second way to do this. All right. You want to make the strap in half like so. You want to kind of pull it apart about this much behind you. So in other words, put the strap behind you, let a little slack out, and when it's about hip width distance apart, separate your feet hip width distance apart. And we're talking about hip bones here, so not wider than you think. Your feet are like number 11s. They're very even. They're parallel. Your belly pit is pulling in, your tailbone is gliding down, your chest is lifting up, your shoulders glide back, and your elbows maybe straighten as your knuckles punch out. Take a deep breath in, fill the belly, fill the chest. Exhale, shoulders glide back and down. Deep breath in. You read my mind, Eli. Inhale, belly pit pulls in, right? The head is not pitched forward as we tend to do here. Draw it back. Deep breath in. Exhale. Those of you want to go a little further, the pinkies are up. If you don't have a strap, you could interlace the fingers or just take a piece of cloth or a towel and just create the same kind of thing. You really could use anything. Even a little Himalayan shrug. Good, and then go ahead and release. Rinse that out. And we're gonna move into our downward dog with our chair next. So, you might wanna come on this side, Eli. For this next one, you wanna set up your chair so that it's on your mat in front of you. Those of you who need more support, if this is too much for down dog here, you can use the back of the chair. You guys know who you are, so don't do too much if that's too much for you. This is, again, a tall chair. But look, it works. I can also use the lower rung, and that works nicely. Okay, so that's just to show you. So let's come into it now. We're standing a good 12 to 18 inches from the chair. Feet are hip width distance apart. Belly pit is pulling in, head is back, chest is up. Take a deep breath in and reach through all 10 fingers. On your exhale, root the shoulders down in their sockets. On the inhale, spread the fingers and lift your gaze. On your exhale, come down with a flat back, palms finding your flat surface, whether it's your mat, the seat of the chair, or the back of the chair. Elbows are straight, shoulders glide right over your wrists. We're gonna come into a bit of a plank pose or a high push-up before we come into down dog. So this is again very good for weight bearing, for bone density. Hips are down but not collapsed. From heel to crown, we're one straight line. We're strong in our arms here as we breathe. Core is toning for 3. Very good. 2. Nice. If this is too much, always you can let go early. And then when you're ready to release, the feet come flat as you step in and in. Hips extend back, fingers crawl forward, head drops between the arms. It's like you're sitting back in a chair. Make it feel good here as the belly's kind of resting in your lap here for 3. Nice deep breaths too. And next week we'll do some different stuff. So we're gonna have like a weekly class, and you can kind of pay per class, right? Just like we would if we were gathering together. You don't really need a lot of props, so this is just a great solution. Come forward, you're 12 to 18 inches away. We're just gonna reverse swan dive up this time. And on your exhale, bring your hands together in front of the heart. The next one we do, we're gonna do a ragdoll. Those of you who get dizzy being upside down, just come up with that reverse swan dive like we just did on this one, okay? Same thing, 12 to 18 inches from the chair. When you're ready, belly pit pulling in, heels rooting down, inhale, reach. Take a deep breath in as you exhale, let the shoulders settle and snug into their sockets. Beautiful, another big inhale, expansive here. And as you exhale, come down with a flat back. Palms find your flat surface. Inhale, shoulders glide over wrists, arms nice and straight, step it back. We tend to kind of go back here. Remember, straight lines with the arms, hips not collapsed, but nice and straight from crown to heel for 3. Good. 2. Your gaze is somewhat forward, right? We're not like this. Beautiful. 1 more. Big inhale. On your exhale, feet flatten. And the hips extend back and the fingers crawl forward and the head drops. Take 3 deep breaths. 2. Comfortable here, make it feel good. Last one, maybe step back a tiny bit. Ragdoll. Now remember, if you get dizzy going upside down, come forward and reverse swan dive up. But if this is okay, the hands drop, all the weight is in the feet. Grab opposite elbows, the head hangs heavy, and we just kind of rock it out. Make the low back feel real nice here by using movement and gravity. Your whole torso is like a big pendulum in a grandfather clock. Really nice swinging motion. Take another breath. And then all 10 fingers drop. Bend the knees and come up a little bit like a flat back. And then when you come to the spot where just your head and shoulders are hanging, again resume a bit of a ragdoll. This is kind of like zombie ragdoll here. Lift one heel and then the other. Let the head rock from side to side. Using gravity, make it feel really good behind the neck and shoulders. Head just sweeps from side to side. This should feel great. One more big inhale. Exhale back to center, letting the head come up last. Reach through all 10 fingers. On your exhale, the shoulders drop. On your inhale, the chest and fingers spread and lift, and then exhale, hands in front of the heart. Good. That concludes our standing portion. Right, so because we're coming laying down now, make sure you have your block, or if you don't have your block, you have your rolled up towel, right? and a strap or a strap substitute. You don't necessarily need it, and I'll show you ways to kind of get around what we're doing without any props. Take your time coming down to the ground. If you are one of my students that does not come down to the ground, you can end in a Shavasana in seated now. And if you are a student that comes on the ground, continue with this lovely video. We're gonna come laying all the way down. Those of you who need a little bit of head and neck support, you can use another rolled up towel under the neck or head. Ideally, your head is down flat on the ground, but some of us have mobility issues or the way that our necks have formed over time make it a requirement to have something under the head or neck. Work with your body, right? Strap and block or makeshift strap and makeshift block are nearby. Palms are facing up. Feet are wide apart. Knees are tented. Letting go here. Let's just let go of everything we've just done there in our seated and our standing practice. Take a big inhale. Fill the belly. Fill the chest. Fill the throat. Good. Exhale. Feel the throat empty. Chest fall. Belly draw down. Inhale big. Exhale. Let it go. One more. Maybe even a nice sigh. Inhale. Two more breaths. Allow the limbs as if they're dissolving into warm sand. Feel the head heavy and the muscles around the jaw and face soften. When you're ready, widen your arms out a little more. Your feet stay wide and the knees start to kind of windshield wiper side to side. You know your body, so if you have one of those hips that needs a little more support and less range, never sacrifice support for range. So maybe don't go as wide. For those of us where we have the range for it, this should feel really good. You're massaging all the fascia in your low back. You're feeling your hips hinge open and shut, creating some nice suppleness there. This is so good for hip health and low back health. Let's just do one more of these. Maybe the head even starts turning side to side. Excellent. And then feet plant hip width distance apart. Knees are like the number 11, right? Like two buoys just kind of floating right up. This is the next one is really good for low back and for sciatic nerve. You're going to take your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Do what you can if the range isn't there for it. The knee presses forward slightly. Notice I'm not using my hand to press the knee forward, just the strength of the knee. This might be enough here. This is option one. If this is not enough, pull the left foot away from the ground and pull the whole shape into chest. You can hold on to your left thigh pant leg or interlace your fingers here around this left thigh. If it feels good, rock it out. Sometimes when we go for the reach, our chin pokes up in the air. Make sure to tuck your chin back down to chest and lengthen the back of the neck slightly. Nice lines here for another breath. Good, and then when you're ready, release. The feet are again nice in place, and the left ankle comes on top of your right thigh. Hips will feel very different from each other. They are more like children and less like twins. Treat them as such, right? This side, maybe we just need to kind of rock a little bit, keeping our foot anchored on the ground. Or maybe this is our more open side. For me, my left hip is way more open than the right hip. It's just like that with hips. Chin tucks to chest. Nice lines here. Flood a lot of prana right into the pose for another nice breath. And then release. Let's take our strap or makeshift strap, if we have one, and place the midpoint around the ball of the right foot. Take these two ends and join them together as one. Right leg is upright, so right hand slides a little higher than the left. Heel presses to the ceiling. Chin tucks slightly down towards the chest. Nice beautiful lines from crown to tail and heel down to sit bone. Right? your tail too, right? Take another breath or two into this hamstring stretch. If you don't have a strap, you're just interlacing around the back of the thigh. Thigh pushes into the hands, hands resist, right? Take another breath here, with or without the strap. And when you're ready, go ahead and windshield wiper swipe this leg a little bit, side to side. Make it feel good as you just loosen up the ligaments and tendons. Good. Release. Pull the knee into chest, swish the toes around. If that felt really good, you can always pause the video and do anything that feels good a little longer. Right foot plants down. Take the strap around the ball of the left foot. Same thing, left hand's a little higher than the right. Heel presses to the ceiling, chin tucks down to chest. Find your length here for 3 long breaths. Inhale. Exhale. On your inhale, it's like you're flooding prana right up that leg. You're flooding chi, opening up the chi channels, getting the blocked chi to move, right? On the exhale, you're flushing out stagnant chi. That's what you're doing on a very pranic level. Take another deep breath in. Very good. Exhale, feeling great here. Maybe even a sigh. Inhale. Ah, very good. Right arm comes down. You're holding on with just the left arm. Left leg is up. Left arm is leading. Windshield wiper swipe. Side to side. Loosen up the ligaments and tendons. Knees relatively straight for another breath. Very good. And then release the strap out of the way. All right, this next one we're going to do with either the block or the folded up towel. You won't get as much of a nice acupressure with the folded up towel, but you'll still get some. So let's try this. Feet are down into the mat. Heels dig forward into your sticky mat, so you should feel your quads activating, right? And as you do that, the palms come down and you're gonna peel your hips up. You're gonna slide this little bit of towel right below your waistline, so that's kind of between your tailbone and your waist. It's going horizontally across from hip to hip. And then you're just resting down on that. Feet pigeon toe, palms face up. If you're using a block, you're using the flattest most way, and it's still between your waist and tailbone going horizontally. This should feel wonderful. Really stimulates all the chi in your sacrum. Deep breath in, supported bridge, one of our favorites, class favorites right here. Inhale. Exhale, let go into it. Feel all your endorphins flowing, all that good serotonin and oxytocin. So one of the best benefits of yoga is that it's so good for mental health, especially when there's all this fear and anxiety around, right? There's a lot of cortisol. Cortisol is like the devil. So while serotonin, oxytocin, and all the feel-good endorphins are like God, right? It's love. Take a deep breath in. And one of the best ways to stay healthy is to keep all the endorphins flowing. Very powerful medicine. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Because cortisol and stress levels will not help your immunity. That's why we got to keep our yoga practice up. It's so important. 1 more. Inhale. Feels so good here. Some of you guys like to scoot the block a tiny bit back towards the waist. Then take the palms down and float one leg up and then the other. This is not available to all students, so listen to your body carefully. My legs are not straight, my feet are not pointed or flexed. Everything is loose, right? My legs are like 2 buoys just floating in the ocean. Take a breath or 2. Knees can be kind of bent so that the core isn't working too hard. And the thighs are just kind of floating in towards the chest. This should feel good. Take another breath or 2, feeling so good here. So nice. Last one. When you're ready to come out, the foot comes down one at a time. The feet Again, the heels dig forward, so we're activating the quads and not just squeezing the glutes up because that's too much strain for the low back. Move the block or that towel out of the way. Roll down, and you can either, again, windshield wiper to smooth out the fascia where that firm block was just pushing, or pull the knees into one shoulder and around and into the other shoulder for a really nice gentle massage. Make it feel good in the body. I think we're going to pretty much end here. Actually, you know what? Let's do a little more traction for the neck and low back, and then we'll end. So this won't take long. Feet wide, knees touching, palms face up. If you have something under your head or neck, you're going to tuck your chin to chest and just push down into that. You can do the same without, or if it's okay for the rotator cuff, make a pillow with the hands under the head. Tuck your chin to chest slightly. Elbows are not up to the air. You're really relaxed here. So the elbows are down. That means your shoulders are relaxed. Now push the head into the hands like you're plugging a plug into a socket. You're really plugging down. You're feeling the traction the whole time we hold this for 3. So it might not look like I'm doing much, but you should feel it. 2. You're opening up all this length between each vertebrae and disc in the neck, making yourself feel lovely. Good. One more breath of this, and then release. You can repeat that a few times too if that felt good. Rock your head out between each one, make it feel good. And now low back. Feet come hip width distance apart, knees separated hip width distance apart. So it's like the number 11. Plug the low back into the ground like a plug into a socket. Feel the belly firm. Sometimes the chin goes up when we do this, so make sure that chin is somewhat down. Keep plugging the low back down for 3. Very good. 2. Keep firm right there in that belly. It's so good for core strength, pelvic floor strengthening, low back strengthening. People talk a lot about Kegels, but unless you're doing some core, inner thigh, and glute work, the Kegels can only go so far as strengthening up pelvic floor, right? Good. Relax that now, and let's come into Shavasana. So if you like a bolster or a towel under the knees, take that. Legs up on the chair, feel free to take that. In India, they're not very fussy. You don't need much to do Shavasana. You're just laying like a little starfish. Imagine like you're laying on a beach. Very slowly take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, feel your toes and your feet as if they're sinking into warm sand. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, the toes, the feet are completely relaxed. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, feel the legs as if they're sinking into warm sand. Good. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, the legs and the feet are completely relaxed. We're just scanning for the last micro tension in the body. Scan your torso next. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, the low back softens, mid back, upper back is completely relaxed. Feel the belly and chest soft. Good. Inhale. Exhale, the whole torso is relaxed. Take a second to picture your internal organs, especially your lungs, right? Inhale. And as you exhale, flush out any stagnant energy. As you inhale, draw good, strong vitality, prana, into your internal organs. Picture everything healthy and bright. Exhale, flushing out the fear. One more time, inhale. Exhale, flushing out the fear. Feel the arms heavy as if they're sinking into warm sand. Feel the hands and fingers soft. The arms are heavy, the hands are soft. Feel the neck and shoulder muscles very soft. Inhale. Exhale, the neck and the shoulders are completely relaxed. Everything is soft there. The head as if it's melting into warm sand. The muscles around the jaw are so relaxed that the face feels soft and that the sinuses feel more open. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, feel the face and the head completely relaxed. Very good. Stay here for another minute or two more, or as long as you'd like, enjoying Shavasana. So go ahead and stay here as long as you'd like, but when you are ready, let's start wiggling fingers and toes, maybe making circles at the wrists and ankles. And then bring the feet together and arms overhead as long as the rotator cuff allows. Low back presses down as you stretch from fingertip to toes like a good morning stretch. And then gently roll over to one side. This is kind of like the best part of yoga. In India, they call Shavasana the nectar of our practice. It's where you can kind of just feel good and enjoy all the chi that's flowing in the body and all the endorphins. So take your time here. Take a moment, take a breath, inhale. Feel awesome. Just giving yourself that last good hug. Take your time coming up to seated. We always want to end the class, seal the class with a nice Om. If it's uncomfortable to be cross-legged on the ground, come up to seated in your chair to end. Don't have to be cross-legged. Just find a comfortable seated position. Find your stillness. Bring your hands in front of your heart. And just like we use poses to create alignment in the body with our breathing, we use sound here right at the end to align and harmonize with the macrocosm. Take a deep, slow breath in. Like the ringing of a bell. Big inhale. Maybe on this last one, put an intention into the world for peace, for health, for harmony. Inhale. Thank you guys so much. Come outside with me for a moment. I'm gonna show you what a beautiful day it is at the Wolf Children's Sanctuary here at my house. We're doing good here during all of this. I wanted to do these videos because it's so important to take care of our seniors who at this time are probably the most freaked out by all this, since it does affect you guys the most. Stay healthy, keep doing your yoga practice. I'm gonna be here for you, so you can email me or call me as a resource, and I'm gonna keep doing these videos for you. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Be healthy. Thanks.